chose to fight for right and freedom.
On this episode of Cigars and Sea Stories, Bennett, Tim, Mike sit down with Anthony Aguiniga of Woobies. Anthony Aguiniga. I nailed that shit. See? I thought I was going to mess it up. All right, so Woobies, you guys got to check this out right now. Woobies is essentially, okay, so like we in the Marine Corps call it a poncho liner. In the Army, you guys call it a Woobie. And check it out at woobiesweb.com. And Woobies Shoes is a combat veteran premier footwear and apparel company founded by Matt and Tony in 2015. The two met while serving in the Army. Matt and Tony agreed on the need for a timeless and universal shoe that can be worn comfortably during all applications. So, specifically, Anthony is a former Special Forces soldier, former law enforcement professional, firefighter, an EMT first responder, former contractor, former oil broker with Series 22 and 63. I have no idea what that means. And he is also the founder and COO of Woobies Shoe System. So welcome to Cigars and Sea Stories, Anthony Aguiniga. See? 3 times. What do you think? Aguiniga.
I think that's amazing. And I really appreciate you guys letting me come on this, giving me the time to come on here. And fuck, man, let's roll.
Right on, man. Okay, so you served in the Special Forces, and then you wound up meeting your buddy over here, Mr. Wick. Wait, no, how do you pronounce it? Who's your business partner? It's Matt Meerwick?
Yeah.
Meerwick.
Who is the CEO?
Right.
So tell us how to... Oh, go for it.
Yeah, he's the other founder. Him and I started this venture together officially last year. And he was in 20th group and myself the same. We bumped shoulders here and there, maybe on a jump or two. And then as we were out in California last year, working on a set with the fine movie Range 15 with our buddies from Article 15 and Ranger Up and then some, I came to him and I said, hey, listen, I know you're the right man for this. What do you think about this? And as soon as I went down my spiel, he was like, let's roll. And ever since then, it's been a not looking back operation, and we couldn't be happier.
Nice. That's fantastic.
So basically, this is Bennett. I'm going to buy a pair in every color because I decided, actually, Mike and I decided this last night, that it's part of my retirement outfit so I'm going to have linen pants with like a Hawaiian shirt.
It's called a gayavera.
Whatever the fuck, dude. Whatever the fuck. All I know is they're comfortable as shit, right?
Yes, sir.
With Woobies shoes. That's going to be my retirement outfit. And because you can wear it in all climes, you know, it's just awesome. I love the shoes. I haven't worn them yet, but I can tell you they look comfortable. And
didn't they quit making linen pants in like the 50s?
Hell to the no, they did not.
Negative. You can buy those right now. I know for a fact.
Especially drawstring linen. That's it.
I can't.
Basically, it's going to be like the dude, but with linen pants and Woobies shoes. That's it.
Hey, so which model are you gonna get? Are you gonna get the 556 or the 762?
I think I'm gonna get the gray and the gray and the black and the 762 because those are the two that they offer. But then I'm getting the white and the red in the 556.
Now
that's how I'm gonna rock it. That's the dispersion.
Now I love this. I needed to go to the about page after I went to products, and I'm like, did they really do it?
Yeah.
After the NATO round numbers represent the model of the footwear. The 556 is the low top, and the 762 is the high top.
Fuck yeah, man! Thank you for my creativity on that one.
That's fantastic.
That is awesome.
I'm checking out the 762 right now, and it kind of looks like a tactical footwear.
Right.
You know?
Almost.
I mean, it doesn't have like a lug sole or anything, but maybe like for like super stealthy individual movement or something.
They almost
absolutely.
remind me of like almost
ninja shoe.
They were a little higher of like Israeli combat boots. Almost.
If you guys
this
want
is like a ninja shoe.
If you
guys
guys
are
want
all right.
You guys want to check it out, it's woobiesweb.com. Woobiesweb.com.
Sorry, Tony, we cut you off. What'd you say?
No, that's okay. That's completely okay. No, you guys are all right about that. With the design of the shoe is by no mistake. Israeli to, I mean, you can take them off and throw them like a ninja star.
It's awesome.
See, but
So, do they have sharp edges?
GW would dodge that shit. I'm just saying.
Well, we talked about that yesterday too.
We did.
That GW was dodging the freaking the Iraqi ninja star flip flops.
I forgot about that, man. That was funny.
Who the fuck throws his shoe?
So Tony, the other question I've got to ask you about the website, and then we can like move on to Sea Stories, and I want to hear more from you because we talk way too much. So I see that you have a Paris Island Athletic Department T-shirt. So is that just like a reach across the aisle to the Marine Corps, or did you guys have some like Marines working for you, or what?
Well, that's a good question. I appreciate you asking that. So our company is family first for one, and then giving back to our veterans. So although that, I come from special forces and other units, and Matt the same, we wanted to make sure we insulated each other and not isolate each other's, everybody else out there. We are the first veteran shoe company in this space, and we recognize that, and we are pioneers in that industry. So it doesn't matter if you're Army or Navy or Air Force or Marines or whatever. We want to make sure that everybody can relate to this. Paris Island, Fort Benning, that's just the beginning. We're going to do a brag one. We'll do San Diego. We'll do all kinds of stuff in the future. Cool. But as we're starting out, we got to put our feelers out there. And the thing is that when you look at it, you have all these fucking colleges having their athletic department T-shirts.
Right.
Fucking goddamn University of Phoenix athletic department. So why can I not have Woobies or have Woobies have a platform to do, Paris Island athletic department? Because that is an actual athletic department, and some. So that's where that came from.
I gotcha.
Yeah, and have the kids wearing the University of Phoenix or like on the chess team or something. So yeah,
right.
I like the Paris Island one there. It's pretty awesome.
Oh goodness. Very cool.
So what all did you do in the Army, man? I mean, it sounds like you did a lot of stuff. What when did you come in?
Dude, I came in just in spring of 1945, and it was kind of a new time. It was a crazy time for our country, as you guys know.
So did you know Ike?
I didn't know him personally,
The
but
Supreme Allied Commander.
I banged his stepsister.
Very nice.
No, I actually came in 2001, and I guess I was in basic training when the Twin Towers came down. I think I was like week 6 or some shit.
That's when you went, oh shit just got real.
Well, I thought at first, it was our drill sergeants that's fucking with us. Because they like to play games and get you mentally, kind of on edge. And it was after chow, it was after morning chow, and they told us all to get to the bleachers and shut the fuck up. And usually we'd be getting smoked or something. And hours went by, and I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
And then eventually, they said, hey, we were under attack. So I still thought it was a lie. Right. And then after the end of the day, we kind of got read in on what was going on, and that it was real, and it was kind of an eye opener. I was pretty pissed off that it happened. At the same time, I was ready to rock. But then you had some of those kids that were like, oh, I just wanted to go to college.
That really separated the wolves from the sheep, didn't it?
Yeah, it was actually. I wish I had a GoPro when that was going down that week, because you should have saw the look on some of these people's faces. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, I bet. Holy shit.
That's nuts.
True Colors came out then. They're like, oh man, we're literally going straight to war.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was an eye-opening experience. It was a humbling experience at the same time, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. I'm really blessed that I hate to sound dark, but I'm blessed that I was in during that time.
Well, we're all quite dark, so trust me.
So
what was your first unit?
So what I decided to do was get out of as being, a college student and just get in anything that accepted me. Hindsight 2020, I wish I would have went in the light infantry, but I didn't. So I became a 14 Tango, which is a Patriot missile operator.
Yes.
Yeah. Super, super. Well, I'm going to say, because I have some friends still in that, MOS field. So I'll say, hey, great job, lots of opportunity.
Right.
But not enough for me. So we went to the first deployment, in 2003 with that unit. And basically, probably in about 4 weeks of basic training, though, rewinding, I wish I would have, I knew, I was like, damn it, man, I should have been 11 Bravo. I should have been, light infantry guy. It's too late, whatever. So I went to my unit, like, wanting to be a hard charger. And I, got some rank pretty quick. And as soon as I got done with this deployment, I was like, fuck this. I'm heading to the house, or I'm going to try to go to like get Ranger school or at least airborne school or something. How about a GB, Green Beret? And my leadership looked like I was growing a dick on my forehead. And
right.
I went and saw my
Patriot missile guy wanted to be a Green Beret. Like,
right. Yeah,
Fuck
exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I was the only one, in my unit probably ever to do that. And the recruiter came to our base at Fort Bliss probably like 03, like late 03. And I started talking to him. And as soon as I saw this dude, I was like, wow, this E7 is way different than our E7. He's wearing fucking Ranger panties, Oakley boots, a cap that's flipped up, and a sun toe watch, and some Oakleys. I was like, and a team shirt. I'm like, yep, that's where I need to go. So
awesome.
As soon as I called him sergeant, he's like, what the fuck are you talking about, sergeant? We don't do that shit here. I was like, hell yeah, let's do this shit. So that's kind of where that journey went. After my first deployment, I went, did all the preliminary admin shit. I went to selection in 03, and I didn't make it, actually. I went to the STAR course at the end and didn't make my points, and came back kind of pissed off at myself, and I trained for another year. In 04, I went back to selection, and I blew it out of the water and got selected, and that's when my journey started in the Special Forces community.
Nice.
Crazy. Awesome.
Oh, real quick, if you haven't already done so, make sure that you subscribe, rate, and review to the podcast. Like, we need iTunes reviews and all sorts of cool stuff on there. So make condition 1 time now. Subscribe. All right, let's get back to it. So
it's good to hear that the Marines aren't the only ones that where sunglasses and nicknames are the only thing that matters.
That's right.
Leadership fucking hates that, but
They do, but we like it.
We do.
Yeah, but fuck the leadership.
Like, hey, my buddy called me Mike. Like,
right, heaven forbid.
That's what grown adults do.
Right.
Yeah. There's rank in most Special Forces units, at least when the Army comes, in the game. But that's just kind of like for a pay scale, to get your every 2 paychecks a month. But it's all first name basis and big boy rules. That's kind of the way I was raised up in Special Forces around 2004-ish, and from then on. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, makes sense. So
what's this about all this other like first responder stuff? It seems like you've done like a little bit of everything.
No, I just made that shit up, dude.
What?
Yeah, I just fucking
what a dick.
I just picked a couple things on, like, I was like, what would be cool, man? Should I fucking put
That's awesome.
what would get me some
on that, Mike?
what would get me some respect, man? I mean, because I have to
that?
No, man, that's actually kind of funny. That would be fucking terrible if I really did that, though, right?
I love this guy. I love this guy.
Oh man, good times.
Well, for fuck's sake, dude. Honestly, I got out in 2012 for baby's mama drama reasons that everybody in Special Forces can relate to.
We're going through
I think
that
we can all
bullshit right now.
Or Special Operations community, I'll say that to include everybody. And dude, honestly, or guys, like fucking, like, it's a long fuck. We could have like 17-hour block of this discussion, and we're not going to do that. So basically, the first thing that was hiring, we were going to end up on a geographical location we were moving to in Texas, was the fire department. It was a major metropolitan city, actually Dallas, where we just had our fucking shootings.
Right.
And I worked for them for a while, and they were hiring, and I fucking would fly back from the East Coast to these stupid ass fucking interviewing processes and polygraphs and fucking PT tests, and they basically put me on the top of the list. Like, why the fuck are you as a Special Forces guy trying to come here? And I said, don't even worry about that shit. So
Don't even fucking worry about it.
I would go down to, it was kind of funny because I'd go down to like my PT test, for instance. I remember it very, very detailedly, and or detail, or whatever the fuck grammar is. And they're like, you got to shave that beard off. You're going to work for us, right? I'm like, who the fuck are you? Okay, cool. But yeah, so they hired me on, and I went a 9-month fire academy plus EMT school, and I started working the streets in Dallas. And that was a big humbling experience too, when you're trying to do push-ups in front of a dude who has no idea what, I mean, like, let's get you ready for the streets. Let's get you, like, I'm doing push-ups in a hallway like I'm 19 years old again.
Right.
It's a humbling experience. And
oh man, I can only imagine.
It's when you take your man card and shove it back up your dick hole.
Right.
So yeah, 9 months of that shit, circa 8 to 9 months of that shit. You kind of just say fuck it. It's for family, and I got out to the street, and it didn't work out. It just wasn't for me. I wasn't getting paid enough, for one, and number two, it just wasn't worth my time and the risk involved in it, because I had some really shitty leadership. And one thing that when you come from the military and special operations, you know really good leadership and you know real fucked up leadership.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of real fucked up leadership, and it was a blessing in disguise. And so I got out of that, and the first thing that came to me at my doorstep was some contracting and using my skill set that I've known the whole time. So that became, and before that, actually put myself through paramedic school as I was working for Dallas. So that's how the fire and EMT and the paramedic shit came involved. Contracting, train the trainer, do a little bit of this and that, and I got recruited. I worked for Kraft for a little bit, Chris Kyle's company in the meantime. And some officers came up to me from a UC unit, and they're like, hey, fucking come to New Mexico and hang out with us. We're impressed with your surveillance skills and yada, yada. So I took a bird out there, and next thing I know, I'm swearing in, and I'm running and gunning with them for a while. And they worked closely with the Marshal Service, and that's as far as I'm going to go with that one. And
right.
Then after that, man, just a squirrel trying to get a nut. I'm coming back to Texas, and I'm looking for a job. And my homeboy, I'm gonna put his name out there on the air. John Wayne Walding. He's an ex-3rd Special Forces Group guy. One leg. He was in Shock Valley. He's got a book out called No Way Out. He knew a guy who he was a partnership at an oil firm, and he's like, I have no idea what the fuck people that sell oil do, but Shane's a good motherfucker. And he likes the veterans and stuff, so go hang out and see if he wants to offer you a job. So I went out there, and I worked for him for about a year, and had to study for my FINRA, which is basically like the SEC, the Government fucking Trading Commission, basically, Securities Exchange. Before you could sell a securities or like any kind of like anything that's real expensive that could really fuck someone's life and fortune up, you got to get like these series, like a Series 7, 6322. So I spent about 9 to 10 months studying these motherfuckers, and I finally got fucking registered in all 50 states, and I started slinging oil.
Nice.
Which was kind of like an oxymoron, been deployed and doing all that shit, and now you're selling it.
Right, and then you come back and you're selling it.
It was kind of gangster to me, in a weird way. So that's what I did for a while, and then Woobies kind of started from there.
So go back to the oil thing, man. That sounds kind of, that's one of those off the wall sort of things that nobody does, right? I mean, I'm sure people do it, but nobody knows anybody.
But nobody knows anyone that does.
Yeah, but now we do. Now we know somebody. So I want to hear more about that. I mean, was it pretty cool, or was it like beating your head against a wall, or what was the work?
Well,
like?
I'll tell you what, man. I don't really visit this subject that much. It was kind of a part of my life. I really it was a good time. So basically, the Securities Exchange, they, you sell like stocks and stuff like that. And there's this whole world of legality in the U.S. government. And what they do is they look out for the buyer. And if you're a registered representative or AKA broker, you're basically already fucked. If you say the wrong thing on the phone, you offer the wrong thing, you put in the wrong thing on your computer, I mean, you're subject to federal prison. This is a federal thing. So the eyeglasses or, the microscope is really, really on you in these types of jobs. That's what makes it so stressful. But only so many people you got to be like kind of a shark, but you can't lie. It's not like back in the day, like the Wolf of Wall Street, where you can just lie your ass off and make millions. I mean, now it's obviously because of guys like him, we have to play by certain stringent rules.
Just so regulated.
Very, very regulated. So what happens is, so oil is a commodity that the U.S. government deems that it's too expensive for the U.S. government to go try to find it itself or prospect it itself, and it's too much of a risk to do it on U.S. land. So what they do is they give accredited investors. Now, accredited investor is a guy who buys this oil. He or she has to be net worth $1 million or make at least $200,000 a year on income. That's an accredited investor by the U.S. government. So before an oil broker that is going within regulations selling oil as a broker under certain terms, they can only talk to you and talk about terms if you're going to be in that criteria. Does that make sense, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because it's risky as fuck and it's expensive it's very expensive. So with this oil firm, and there's plenty out there who do it illegally, but these guys do it right, and they have to abide by government regulations. So basically, when I started working there, I had to fill like a packet, like I was filling out an SF-312, like I was getting my fucking clearance again. Like everything from fingerprints to where I worked in the last 10 years, where I've lived in the last 10 years. I mean, it goes straight to Uncle Sam and they clear you or not.
Thank you, Dodd-Frank.
Right? Yeah. So at first...
Because that's where that came from, by the way.
Yeah, man, it came from... Yeah. So that's... At first, all you're doing as a non-registered representative, as a non-broker, as a call guy, you're just a call bitch. And all you do is just call these motherfuckers that you got leads on, and you say, hey, are you interested? Yada, yada. You got a little script, and
you're a glorified telemarketer.
They're going to tell you to fuck off, and they're going to tell you to go pound sand. But you're going to get every once in a while, like out of 300 calls, you might get like 2 to 10 people that might be interested in receiving some literature on a program. So in the meantime, what you're doing is you're trying to study for these actual exams, which are your series, and these series exams are no joke. I mean, you can Google them. They're fucking inches thick packets, and it's going to look like you're reading Pashto. It does not.
I took my Series 6 and 63 in California to do variable universal life insurance, stuff like that.
There you go.
I ended up not doing it. I took the class and took the exams, and I was like, damn, this sucks. So I didn't even, I never even did it. But
dude, it sucked.
Yeah, it was a crappy process.
Yeah, it's not a fun process, but at the same time, in the juncture where I was at, I really didn't have a choice. That's pretty much all I was leaning on at the time, and it was cool to see that my dumb ass could actually go back and like study and pass exams again. So that's what I did, and I started. I was an oil broker officially, and that's kind of when I was working for them for a while, having a good time. I kind of just said, fuck this, I'm starting Woobies.
Nice.
Awesome.
Nice. That's
there
cool.
You go.
So what brought upon, like, who came up with the design? Like, where did the design come from? Did you guys like go to like somebody, like a designer to design the shoes, or did it just come from like, this is what we want, and then like somebody make it happen for you? You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. So the design was actually before we had so I always had like a mental picture in my mind what I wanted the shoe to look like. Growing up, I hate to admit, I grew up in California, and I always took pride in my shoes. I took pride in the way they looked. I took pride in the way they felt and how prestigious they were to me at the time. I didn't grow up in a rich family where I had shoes all the time. I mean, my mom would spring for some Vans and some Converse every once in a while. And
right.
I'd get pissed off if some motherfucker stepped on them in the hallways. You know what I'm saying?
Shit gets scuffed up, right?
Don't scuff my sneaks.
Damn straight.
I wanted to do something, and the word that always stuck with me was timeless and universal. If you have a timeless and universal design, kind of like a Converse All-Star or like a standard Vans,
sure.
You're not going to go wrong forever. I mean, it's going to be good forever. It's where you go like off the deep end and start doing some weird looking shit, and then it fades out. So when I came to Matt, we basically sketched the shoe on paper, and I said I want something kind of in between a Vans and a Converse because I'm fans and I respect what they're doing and their design, but I want to bite on them. I'm not trying to take their shit. So let's make something. But most importantly, beyond that is the application process how applicable the shoe is to what you're doing in all walks of life. As an ex-Army guy, ex-Special Forces guy, or let's just say a fireman or whatever, I wanted to make sure that I could wear my shoe almost anywhere whenever I did anything. Because I didn't want you just to buy a fad. I want you to buy something that you can use as a tool.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where the design came from. Something very simple, something that resembles a Vans and Converse in the style space. I wanted canvas, like reinforced canvas, like a sailboat, kind of like a sailboat sail. I wanted drain holes. I want a low signature cut sole with low topography on the treading for low tracking applications for better grip, better ergonomics to foot to ground, a lighter surf or a lighter shoe in general. And there's just a lot of things that came with that. So it was by no mistake.
Awesome.
I like the fact that they're flame resistant so that when I have to walk through the fires of hell, they don't automatically just melt on my feet.
Well, you might die in them, so you might have to.
Yep, that's
Right.
it.
That's it.
I would wear the red ones for that. Those
Hell
are
yeah.
badass.
Oh, yeah.
I like the blue laces. That's a nice contrast.
I'm getting ready to buy those mother truckers right now.
I am. I'm gonna buy a pair tonight.
I'm getting the
So-
red ones.
I want to, but so one question that I'm looking for an answer for on the website, is there a sizing guide? You know, like different shoes are run a little big or a little small, or like how do you guys run like the classic sizing?
Well,
or,
yes.
you know?
So as we're just getting started, and there's a lot of obstacles involved in obviously starting a company, but also starting a shoe company. And it's true sizes. That's the answer to the question. Now, if they do not fit for some way, shape, or form, and you're not happy with them, we have one of the best return policies out there, and I take pride in that. The shoes they come out of Florida, and you get them within days from ordering them. And if you don't like the way they fit, you send them right back, and we'll send you another pair.
Nice. I like it.
Nice. This is awesome.
Very good.
And we've only
Two
had
sizes. All right.
I think we've only had like maybe one complaint on record that I know about, and it was just because of sizing.
Right.
Cool.
And they feel a little bit narrow when you first put them on. And I have wide feet. My feet are pretty blown out. But if you give them some time and just wear them a couple days, you'll see that this canvas, the reason why we picked this canvas, one reason was it'll mold to your foot like a moccasin.
That's awesome.
I mean, I wear them every day. It's the only shoe that I've ever going to wear, other than if I'm doing something else, but regular day life or training or anything other than I have to find an excuse. I'm going to wear these shoes every place that I go because they're that comfortable, they're that simple and durable.
Nice.
So I just came up with an idea for the product line, and you can tell me to pound sand, but it actually came from a comment that Bennett made just a little while ago about his retirement outfit, being a pair of your Woobies shoes and some linen pants. I think you ought to offer some linen pants in your apparel
It's like
section.
you're an ass.
No, I'm serious. It would go well. Canvas, lightweight canvas shoes with linen pants. Come on.
Like some shit like I'm on the fucking beach, like down in Corpus or something.
I'm
Chill.
already doing
That's
we're
a brainer.
already working on it.
I can see
You
your
could walk
ass
around looking
wearing.
like Penny.
You're gonna be wearing like a fucking moo and a straw hat.
Hell the hell I'm not. I'll be sitting on Wrightsville Beach with linen pants and Woobies on.
That's what's up.
Like it.
That's what's up.
Hey, you won't be the only one doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
If you do, I will. I'll follow
Yeah,
your
exactly.
lead.
You'll follow my lead.
I'm a follower.
Outstanding. Ah, shit.
I'm just gonna go
Yeah.
banging around in these mother truckers. I'm not gonna lie. God damn, I can't remember what movie.
The
that's
red
from.
ones. The red ones do have your name all over them, Michael Penny.
Oh fuck yeah! Those and an
Yeah,
obnoxious pair of sunglasses. Just obnoxious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
What's
I'm
happening?
having a hard time picking a color because I don't want to copy you guys, but there's only 4 colors.
A part of me wants to get the white ones and just draw all over that shit. You know what
That's
I mean?
so 80s.
I know.
White shoes, come on. You can only do that if you're wearing the linen pants.
Can I wear the white ones when I do my crisscross sweater? You know what I mean?
No.
And hang out with my girlfriend Mitzi
No.
playing tennis. I need to work on my backhand.
You're an ass. As usual, an ass.
No big whoop. That's like a fucking
So,
Vineyard
quick
Vines
change of
commercial.
topic. I noticed you brought up the Ranger panties a while ago. I don't know if you're aware, but in the Marine Corps we have UDT shorts that are probably sort of held in a similar regard.
See, no, Ranger panties are silkies in the Marine Corps, right?
Well, yeah, but they're but
Well, it's a different
shorts-
community. UDD
Yeah, it's a
shorts
different
is
community.
UDT
shorts have the same aura around them. Right? Yeah. Ranger panties.
well because
Have-
the Silkies had it in the line units and really the rest of the Marine Corps, but
Everybody's got silkies.
Recon and MARSOC was is UDTs. At least it was in recon.
You can go free balling in UDTs and it's all
Correct.
good.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter how much junk's hanging out.
That's right.
It's all good.
Okay.
You see, sort of.
You think I don't go free balling in my silkies?
Well, we know you do.
I cut the liner out of that mother trucker. People think I'm walking around like I sat in some gum.
God. You still there, Anthony?
Yeah, I'm still here.
We're
Yeah.
just
Sorry.
like over talking him. Listen to us.
No, man, I'm just enjoying it.
You digress.
I was going to say though, the white pair, they're the first pair that I actually prototyped, and I've taken them through the mud, taken them through the water. I mean, just to wherever, and they're probably one of my favorite pairs because they have character now. I mean, they don't stain as easy as you think they would, but they're pretty sexy. And I also thought about just taking some spray paint and like spraying them like I would like my AR-15 or something like that.
Fuck
too,
yeah.
like whatever.
Yeah.
Hey,
That would be cool.
you could like
Cerakote it.
you could do like stencils and shit on it with like
Fuck yeah, it's kind of like
and you'd be good.
kind of like we do with our rifles.
So
Except for
that's what I was saying. And the other thing is, gentlemen, is we haven't announced it yet officially, but within probably about a month and a half from now, we will have more colors. They are on their way. They're in production. We have an OD green with black soles and black laces.
Oh shit!
Oh, damn.
I'm totally waiting.
Oh, shit.
That's a high top and low top. So 5.56, 7.62. We have an all desert tan coming out. We also have a coyote brown.
Yeah.
So we're getting there. We're
Can we
just
get a little flat dark earth going too?
man, that would be sick.
It would be pretty sick.
We're doing the best that we can on just getting it. We're just slowly, we're not slowly, but we're moving forward as fast as we need to be moving. And those first 4 colors did really well, but now we're starting to introduce more colors and more sizes, if you will, and so on and so forth.
So I can tell you just from a consumer's point of view, your website's good. It's awesome. It's easily you can navigate it well.
Navigable. That's the word.
Navigable. I couldn't say it out loud. And then, man, I love it. I love the concept. Good shit, brother. That's all I have to say.
It looks good on a cell phone, too.
Yeah. So well done.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
But it'll be way better when you have linen pants on it.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So
You're going to see. I'm going to be rocking that shit. I'll have it by the end of the summer, the whole outfit.
Man, that's really fucking, I mean, I'm honored to hear that. Thank you so much. We spent a lot of time and effort on that website. We do have some changes. We're going to be adding to it some upgrades. We're about to announce a new partner. If you guys don't know who he is yet, you will soon. I mean, you know who he is, but a lot of people haven't put the puzzles together, the pieces together, but he fights in the UFC. He's also a Green Beret.
Tim?
We have
I'm not gonna say it.
we have him on board. He's about to do a big fight on a big card here coming up, but we're about to put out like a really nice video with him coming on board. We're going to do some rash guards, and we're also doing Woobies socks, like some good socks. Like,
nice.
yeah.
So
listen to all these Cigars and Sea Stories exclusives coming up. This is awesome.
Yeah, you heard it first, right here. New colors, new products, new endorsements.
Woobiesweb.com. Woobies Web.
It's going to be freaking awesome, man. Hey,
yeah.
so I got a question for you, man. So you have all this experience from your time in the Army and all these other various things that you've done before you finally got to Woobies. What one experience since you separated from service do you think you had to draw on your service experience in order to get through, or is there one?
Wow.
If that makes sense.
Great question. So you're basically asking me, like, where did I have to go back and just to my training or something like that, or my experiences to get through a certain. Well, I would say there's a good handful of them, but I will say, we were talking about the fire department before, and when you're in a fire academy and you're doing push-ups in the hallway, like I was saying, you're sweating your dick off, and you got some dude who he's a firefighter, and don't get me wrong, he served his community, but he doesn't care or appreciate you. Or let's take that further when you're into your first fire station or a fire station in a city, and these people don't have any military. A lot of people don't have any military experience, and they're leaders, and that's not how a leader should act. But kind of like a quiet professional, or just being an NCO or professional, you kind of just keep your mouth shut because there's a chance chain of command and there's a right way of doing things. That really helped me out a lot in those kind of scenarios, like kind of having a resistance, if you will, and not just going, hey, motherfucker. Or like,
so you're
hey,
saying when you got somebody who's a clueless civilian and has no military framework to draw on, and you're resisting the urge to choke the living shit out of them for all the petty shit. Because
they're living in a whole different world. They don't respect. I mean, oh, wow. I mean, I just reminded myself. There's some people even in that. I mean, fire departments or police departments all over the country who that's all they've done, which is great. But they're clueless to combat veterans, and they don't give a shit. And I've talked to many firefighters all over the country, and many law enforcement officers all over the country that have dealt with the same stuff that I've dealt with. You know, going into being a civil servant, and a civil servant is what we need in our country, and it's very honorable. And so I'm not talking down on them at all. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But there are some certain people within that community who do not have any clue or respect for guys like us. And there have been multiple times where this guy was talking, or these men have talked to me a certain way, and I just said, all right, and I just kept my mouth shut, because he would not be able to wear my fucking my issued underwear in 2001 has more airborne time than he does in his little. I mean, I'm just saying, like, it's like I had one dude would piss me off so bad. I was painting for a captain, and I was like a little bitch. Like, I was doing my quote unquote rookie thing, and I was painting for, like, I did this shit when I was like a private, and this dude sits in the chair, like some crusty motherfucker, fat as fuck, and he sits in the chair and he's like, you need to get this area. And I'm thinking in my mind, like, are you like getting hot on this? Or like, am I turning you on? But eventually, after about an hour, I turned around and said, hey, that's Sergeant Aguiniga. Don't fucking call me rookie. And he looked at me, he gets back in his chair, and he's like, okay. And then after that, man, you could tell he had a hard on for me. He didn't like me after that. But I didn't, I mean,
right,
I said, you know what, dude, don't be doing that stuff. So that's one example, you know, just trying to hold your tongue and being a little more professional than these other people who don't have that training. Yeah. You know, working in the, you know, a little bit of ALE stuff. Obviously, that tactical training helped out a lot. Staying calm and collective during, you know, doing CPR on people in the ER at a major trauma hospital or a place in downtown Dallas, that helped out a lot. You know, so there's a lot of things that helped out.
How about as an entrepreneur? Any crazy back order, like, oh shit, we got to get a truck over here time now, or, you know, like, do you ever rely on any of the stuff that you did in the Army now when you're in your modern day-to-day?
I would say planning, task organizing, try to set up like a, you know, react to contact, if you will. If something goes bad, I mean, okay, you know, you can plan all you want, and then if you get a close ambush, or you get a good V-shaped ambush down the road, you know, you got to adjust plan, get a different route, you know. So that kind of happens in, you know, entrepreneurship or venturepreneurship, if you will, when things don't go right. You know, we've had, even in the Woobies lifetime, we've had things that went really, really wrong, and it could have been make or break point. But you just got to take a knee, drink water, and face out and pull security, if you will, you know? Right. Just sit down and think about what your objective is and suck it up. And there's a lot of people who don't understand that when it comes to starting businesses. And I'm not talking about entrepreneurs. I'm talking about civilians. They have a hardship. They have a big obstacle or something that stops their forward movement. And they freak the fuck out. They're like, oh, my MBA didn't teach me this. Right. Well, that's not what it's all about. I mean, that's just a certificate. It's real life. It's street smarts and street cred is what gets you through those objectives. And that's where answering your question is where the military, and, you know, that's where it helped out. Just stop feeling sorry for yourself. You got to just, you know, move forward and drive on. Suck it up. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Solid piece of advice. So one last time, give us your links as we go to wrap stuff up here.
Well, we are at woobiesweb.com, www.woobiesweb.com. Facebook, we're at Woobies Shoes. come and like our site there. And Instagram, we are Woobies Web. And Twitter, I think I'm on Twitter now again. I don't know. I have to look at that, but I'm not big on social media. But just Google Woobies Shoes. You'll figure it out.
There you go. We'll also have it in the episode notes. So, and we'll throw up a few different screenshots of the shoes on there in the episode notes so that you can check it out. All those different links so that you can go over and buy a pair. I'm on the waiting list. So, I mean, we'll see. I guess you guys are out of stock on the red. I don't know.
Yes, sir. We are out stock on a lot of them. Humbly, we were able to sell a lot of them at a very rapid pace.
Nice. Good problems to have, huh?
Yeah, there's always another side of that coin.
Right. Now you're scrambling to play catch up and probably stock up for all of these other kick-ass offerings that you've got on the horizon. So
yes, sir.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, we'll get it going. We're just sharpening the knife as we go.
Man, you got to do it right. So
just making sure customer service is very important to us. And we know, like I said at the beginning, that we are the first ones doing something like this in our space. We're not a T-shirt company. We do have T-shirts, but I mean, you can print 1 million of them and be, turnaround times real quick. But as a shoe, you have to design and make sure it's right. And you just can't just throw anything on your feet, especially as a veteran when your feet are very precious to you. And so in the next year or two, maybe 3 years, it'll be, we'll take over Vans and at least we'll park the ways there, and it will be a force to reckon with. And it's for the veteran community. On top of that, the law enforcement community, we're working on some projects right now where we're going to offer law enforcement more training that they don't get through the academy. And I recognize that. And I was spoiled, by the endeavors that I picked. But, these little towns, big towns like Dallas itself, they just don't have the training that I got. They didn't go to, tactical driving school. They didn't go get the high-speed shooting school or surveillance schools or whatever. Well, I'm going to make sure that I create a vessel that these guys will go and get these schools. And it doesn't have to be the whole department. It'll be train the trainer. I might send 1 to 2 at a time. They'll come back and they'll force multiply. So that's saving lives.
Nice.
Hell yeah, man.
Gotta love it, dude. We're right on, dude.
Well, thanks for all that you're doing, and thanks for everything you've done and the whole spiel, man. We much respect, and let's stay in touch, all right?
Absolutely. And I really appreciate you guys, man, having me on again. Thank you so much.
Well, I'm looking forward to the whole Cigars and Sea Stories team having a set of a pair of Woobies shoes on each of our feet.
That's right.
We'll send you a group shoe picture or something.
Man, will get me super hot.
Awesome.
That's when you need to grab a mirror and a bottle of Jergens. I mean, try it.
We'll talk about that offline.
Right.
Well, you can give yourself pointers midway through. It's like, like
fucking funny.
Every once in a while you need expert advice, and no one can love you but you. So
that's right. Nobody knows you better than you, man.
That's right.
Tony Aguiniga.
Man.
Tony Aguiniga. See, I got it now. There it is. Of Woobies. Thank you so much for coming on Cigars and Sea Stories. Ladies and gentlemen.
Hey,
sorry.
Sorry about that. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Anytime. Come on back. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already done so, click subscribe, rate, review. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Player FM. Thank you so much to everyone listening. Share. And thank you to our sponsors. Right about now is when we cue the music.
We are proud to claim the title of United States Marine.